Hello, welcome. Today we're going to be doing a sequence for better posture. We don't really need any props or anything, so let's go ahead and get started. If you don't have time to watch this video right now, go ahead and save to your watch later and just do it whenever you get a chance. So one thing that I wanted to mention before we get started is if you're really wanting to improve your posture, a couple of things to focus on is going to be strengthening and stretching. So a lot of people think that it's all about stretching, but it's just as much about strengthening. So in this short sequence, I'm going to share a few things that have really helped me, and let's go ahead and get started. So we are actually starting on our back, and if you would just, before you lay back, make sure that your feet are wider than hip distance apart, and you want to make sure your toes are lined up. And let's all just recline back. And even if you're someone who is very flexible, just let there be a little bit more space in between your heels and your butt. So we are going to focus on something that can really get in the way of healthy posture, which is an exaggerated curve in the low spine. So in this position, with knees bent, without doing anything, you should be able to feel a little bit of space in between your low back and the floor. So to practice this pelvic tilt, I'd like you to just press your low back against the floor, so scooping your pelvis and pressing down through your feet, and just relax your shoulders at the same time. And relax. And again, pressing through your feet, scooping the pelvis, and relax. And one more time, go ahead and scoop that pelvis, pressing the feet, glutes are engaged here, and pressing right up into bridge from this position. So just lifting the hips, forming a straight line from your knees to your shoulders, and bring your arms overhead. So really pressing through your feet, thighs are engaged. Tuck your tailbone in, relax your shoulders, and keeping the arms where they are, go ahead and just lower the hips and relax for a minute. And again, press your low back against the floor, scoop that pelvis, press through the feet, lift the hips. So your lower half is working in a really healthy way here to support the spine. And just lengthen through your arms, through your fingertips, relax your shoulders, tuck the chin in. And about 3 more breaths here. Keeping the integrity of this position, keeping that pelvis in a neutral position. And go ahead and release. And if you'd like a deeper stretch for the shoulders as we move into full bridge, go ahead and you can just scoot your butt in towards your heels a little bit. And we're going to move into full bridge, but with a scooped pelvis. So starting with a nice healthy position of the hips, just press your low back against the floor. You're going to feel more pressure in your feet if you're doing it right. And just press through your feet. And this time, go ahead and interlace your fingers underneath you and just roll those shoulders under. So combining the strength of our lower half with opening up these shoulders a little bit. And tuck the chin in, never turning your head in this position. And just take a few breaths here. Breath is going to feel a little more shallow. It's okay. 2 more breaths. And release, nice and slow. And just a little break here. And one last bridge. So before we head into it, scoop that pelvis. Feel your glutes engage immediately as you press through your feet. And go ahead and lift those hips, keeping that nice healthy position in your hips. And interlace your fingers the opposite way so that the opposite fingers are on top. And go ahead and roll your shoulders under. And see if you can allow those shoulders to open a little more by pressing through your feet, tucking the chin in, and really just allow those shoulders to soften as you keep those thighs engaged, those glutes engaged. And you can release your hands and just slowly release, coming out of that position. Moving into this next bit of our practice, so go ahead and set yourself up for dog, so you can start in tabletop. Knees and hands are hip and shoulder distance apart. And go ahead and just tuck your toes under, pressing right into downward facing dog. Drawing the shoulder blades in so you can open up your chest more, rolling the shoulders back. Just letting those heels fall towards the floor. Go ahead and drop your hips, coming right into plank. You might need to walk your hands forward a little bit, depending on your body. If this feels like too much, go ahead and drop your knees. So wherever you're at, just holding this for a good 20 seconds. And even here, scooping the pelvis. Dog, go ahead and press those thighs back. You can walk your feet in or your hands back. Nice long spine here. And drawing the shoulder blades in. And as you come down for our second plank, you can walk your feet back if you need to, or your hands forward. And plank. Soft bend in your elbows. You can drop your knees if you need to. And tucking the tailbone in. Broadening across our upper back, our rhomboids. Our upper trap is engaged in a really healthy way here. And dog, go ahead and press those thighs back. You can walk the feet forward. So combining that strength with just increasing our flexibility, pressing those thighs back. Go ahead and walk forward into a full forward fold. Feet are wider than hip distance apart. And go ahead and look up, long spine here. You can wrap your hands around your calves or your ankles, pulling yourself in. And press through your feet. Go ahead and bring the arms overhead, long spine here. Tucking the tailbone in. And go ahead and release. And I'm just gonna change position so that I'm facing forward. And coming into Tadasana with the feet at least hip distance apart, creating a little more stability. So starting with the feet, rooting down and feeling the thighs engage. And just remember when we were on the floor, go ahead and scoop the pelvis even here, tucking the tailbone in. And bringing the head in line with the shoulders, rolling the shoulders back. Go ahead and bring your arms up. And without moving anything else, I'd like you to rotate the thumbs from the inside out. And this is gonna encourage our shoulder blades to press forward, allowing our shoulders, our rotator cuffs, those muscles in our rotator cuffs to open. What can happen is you can form an exaggerated curve in your low back. So just fix this by tucking the tailbone in and keep rolling those shoulders back. And really reach through your fingertips in this open position. And don't change anything. Keep that openness in the shoulders and the chest, and you can just lower your arms, relax your arms. And you can bring your hands on your hips. So another component of healthy posture is a strong core. One of my favorite ways to do this is with Tadasana with heels lifted. You want to start in a healthy position, so tucking the tailbone in, feeling rooted through the feet, and go ahead and just roll onto the balls of your feet, tucking the tailbone in. Hold it and release. Let's do this 3 times, holding at the top, tucking the tailbone in, and one more. Go ahead and hold at the top. Whoop. Hold, tucking the tailbone in, core is engaged in a really healthy way here. Go ahead and release. And those are a few of my favorite things to help with improving posture. That is it for our practice today. If you enjoyed today's video, you should check out our app Yoga Plus, where you'll find some really great content exclusive to our app. I look forward to seeing you there.
Welcome to Yoga Plus. Courses available from pupil to yogi. Sort by yoga, fitness, and instructors. Create your own routines. Access the Pose Library. Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth, available on Google Play and the App Store.
Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.